Breaking news now in the race for Fort Myers City Council. Cindy Banyai lost the Ward 4 race to Liston Bochette by just 77 votes, which is 1.58%.
Today, she's asking voters to make sure their ballots were counted, hoping to find enough discrepancies for a recount. Wink News anchor Claire Galt is in studio. Claire, will she get that recount?
Amanda, Supervisor of Elections Tommy Doyle said it would be incredibly rare. He highly doubts that Banyai will get a recount. Because while those 77 votes, they may not sound like much of a difference, Florida law says it's enough to call the race. That's why Banyai is hoping issues at the polls work in her favor. Cindy Banyai's campaign signs are sitting in her garage. She took them down after losing her race for Fort Myers City Council. But she's not giving up on the Ward 4 seat just yet.
I am just trying to make sure that I leave no stone unturned when it comes to making sure all the votes count.
Incumbent Liston Bochette beat Banyai by just 77 votes, 1.58%. That's not close enough for an automatic recount in the state of Florida.
There's an automatic recount trigger at 0.5%. So what we're trying to do is get some of those additional votes in to move us into that 0.5% range.
Banyai wants anyone who had a vote by mail signature issue or a provisional ballot to notify the Supervisor of Elections office. The County Commissioner Brian Hammond told me a voter gets one when the poll worker has an issue determining if he or she is eligible to vote.
That ballot will then be separated from the rest of the stack, and they'll take the ballot back to the Supervisor of Elections office and they'll investigate.
Hammond is on the canvassing board that examines those ballots. The board is set to meet Friday afternoon.
The staff of the Supervisor of Elections office will then bring us the evidence that shows A, they're eligible to vote, or B, nope, we looked into it and they're not eligible to vote. And then the canvassing board will make a decision on whether or not to actually count that ballot.
Banyai is crossing her fingers.
I'm hoping that a lot of these votes will end up counting.
Supervisor of Elections Tommy Doyle doubts that.
We have about 900 provisionals, but we're vetting those now. It looks like only 150 will probably be counted. That 150 may not even be in the city of Fort Myers. And if they're all 150 are in the city of Fort Myers, they're all not going to be voting for Cindy Banyai.
Now, the only way for a candidate to get a recount is to fall into that 0.5%. The deadline for people who got provisional ballots or had signature issues to reach out to the Supervisor of Elections is 5 p.m. today, 30 minutes from now. I'll let you know what comes out of the canvassing meeting tomorrow. Councilman Liston Bochette did not want to comment at this time. Russ and Amanda.